This is the Hub on Hollywood, an iHeartRadio podcast. I'm your co-host, James Rojas.
I'm the other co-host, Jamie Blanco.
On this week's episode, a review of The Drama, the Zendaya Robert Pattinson movie filmed right here in and around Boston. Paramount Plus experiencing its own drama after footage has been leaked of the upcoming Avatar: The Last Airbender movie. The Pitt Season 2 finale coming up this week, but some in the Boston area have already seen it on the big screen. Local casting calls and filming projects, as well as our Agree to Disagree segment. But first, Jamie, there is a man who I would never have thought would be speaking truth to power.
Oh boy.
And that is finally calling out movie theaters for their ridiculously long ads and commercials that play before the movie starts.
Oh boy. Who is it?
So Sony's Tom Rothman, he is the CEO. He was over at CinemaCon, which is happening in Las Vegas right now, and he spoke to all the movie theater operators who attended as well. And he had a lot of smooth operators, and I hope they become even smoother with his advice, because he says there are too many pre-show ads and commercials, many that stretch for 30 minutes when you combine them all together. And he says you got to change that right now because people are sick and tired of it. Jamie, can we get some snaps over here?
Here, we need like a soundboard, you know what I mean? Like a some applause in the background.
So this is what I've been talking about for seemingly for a year, if not longer, for 2 years, if not longer. Because
you've never mentioned this before.
Yeah, right. No, you know what? If this leads to change, I will give Tom Rothman all the kudos and praise and credit where it is deserved. But he was saying that, you know what, people are tired of this, so much so that they've already begun incorporating the 30-minute worth of ads and commercials into their movie-going experience, meaning they show up 20 minutes into the ads and all that stuff to avoid this ridiculous wait before the movie begins. And so he says you need to get rid of that, cut it out, and also address the rising price of movie tickets. It's a major concern for consumers. So try to find different affordable alternatives that can entice people back to the movie theater. I think these are the two biggest things that movie theaters and studios need to address. It's long wait times before the movie starts and affordability issue.
Okay, but listen, James, and listen, Tom Rothman, I'm going to play devil's advocate for a moment. Okay. Because these, obviously, on their face, they sound awesome, right? To get rid of all of the commercials in the beginning, to make ticket prices more affordable, because absolutely it's cost inhibitive. You can't even take your family. It's going to cost you over $100 to get the tickets, the foods, everything. Who's going to spend that money when you don't even have great movies to go see? But still, James, at the same time, theater companies like AMC, like Cinemark, and all of these have been struggling to survive, have been struggling to remain viable and make enough money to stay operating.
Right.
And that is why they have all of these ads, and that's, why the ticket prices keep going up. So what can they do instead of those things? Because if you lower the prices and you get rid of the ads, don't your movie theaters go under? So what is he offering in exchange to keep theaters open and operating and profitable?
Now, I cannot speak for Mr. Rothman, of course, but what if I were him, or if I were myself, I would just say find different ways to advertise. Because, again, people are already planning to miss all the ads, as many as they can already. So that's already wasted effort out the window. People are not watching it because they're showing up late. My alternative suggestion would be to advertise elsewhere inside the movie theater, in the lobby, in the concession stands, maybe on the Coke cups or the popcorn buckets, or just have billboards or posters. You know, we have advertisements everywhere already in this world. I don't think it would hurt to have a Coca-Cola or a, I don't know, Target ad above the popcorn machine. Like that, I don't mind. It'll enter the subconscious of people. So when people are reaching for that popcorn, they're out of their periphery, subconsciously, subliminally, people are also thinking about, man, I need to buy some jeans from Target. So and they associate popcorn with nice fitting jeans. So I think there are different ways to advertise inside the movie theater that is not being considered.
Also, an alternative to that, James, maybe a thought from the brain of Blanco. What is the name of the theater in Boston where they kick you out if you make noise? I always forget the name.
Jamie, you always forget this. It's
I
Alamo
always
Draft
forget
House.
it.
They are a sponsor of ours. I'm kidding.
Exactly.
I wish.
No, say it again.
Alamo Draft House.
Alamo Draft House. But you know what Alamo Draft House does well, other than kicking out people who are noisy?
What do they do?
The pre-show entertainment. Because they have ads, sure. But they have their own personalized pre-show where they take their advertisers and they create something that is genuinely entertaining, local focused, and honestly uproariously funny sometimes. So instead of just having like these stock commercials that make you hate yourself, maybe we should go, or AMC and all of these other chains should kind of go in that direction, like making their own pre-show entertainment without Melissa what is her name?
Nicole Kidman?
No, not Nicole Kidman. The other one, Melissa Menounos.
Sure.
Something like that. Who does the pre-show entertainment? I want genuinely entertaining, custom-made entertainment advertising.
You know what they should do?
If they're going to go that route to begin with, make it something that people actually want to watch.
I want them to hire local actors from like the local theater group, like the people who maybe like go to like a senior citizen center where they put on plays, and just hire them to put together like an ad for Coca-Cola or Verizon or whatever, but then let them do it. Like that I would watch.
Yeah. Something unique.
You didn't sound too sold on that one.
No, not entirely, but but I'm with you in spirit.
All right. Well, I do agree with Mr. Rothman that we need to get rid of these 30-minute delays in the showtime, because if the showtime says 12 o'clock, I want the movie to start at 12 o'clock or 12:05. Because the thing is, okay, and I'm going back on my ranting stool, but a lot of times, especially for myself, you have things to do as a parent. You have things to do before or after, work, and you need to get to places. So if there's a movie that is the start time is 12 o'clock, you're hoping that it'll start on time so you can get out at a very specific time and then do the rest of your business that you need to do. But if that showtime is prolonged by 30 minutes, that 30 minutes could be a deal breaker for future plans. So yeah, this does affect my life very personally, Jamie. I'm very vested
can see
in
that.
this.
I know. You always get very passionate about it.
Yes.
And we don't want it to impact your life in that way, James. We want to impact people's lives in the positive, right? If you're going to go see a movie that was filmed here in Boston, like The Drama, which we're going to be talking about today, you want to be able to see your film. And hey, you might even want to be able to see yourself in the movie. Right, James?
Absolutely.
We brought you casting calls when The Drama, starring Zendaya and Robert Pattinson, was filming here last year. Or was it the year before that? Anyways, we brought you casting calls then. And we're going to bring you some casting calls now, James, because it is spring. It is getting warm. It is getting wonderful. And that means that productions, movies, television shows are back in town. If you're done ranting...
Yes, please go for it.
If your anger can be temporarily assuaged, there's a TV series, James, called Slingshot that is going to be filming for several days 2 weeks from now, at the end of April. Boston Casting is handling the casting for this one. They're looking for a number of background extras, also a few local principal roles. If this is something that you are interested in, you're going to want to go sign up with Boston Casting at bostoncasting.com. You can create a free profile, get all of the alerts for roles, and submit through them.
Yeah, Slingshot is a spin-off of Sling Blade, the Billy Bob Thornton classic, where he plays a mentally challenged individual.
Is that true?
Murders somebody with a lawnmower blade.
Sure.
No, it is not a spin-off from Sling Blade, but
okay.
we need one. They're spinning off everything else.
That's right. Might as well. And a very profitable opportunity, James, for people like you, yourself and I, who have families. Slate Casting is looking for real families of 4 in New England with kids between the ages of 2 and 9. This is a non-union project that shoots in the beginning of May, and it pays, drumroll please, $10,000 for the family if cast. Interested? You should be. If you are, you're going to want to send a current family photo, contact information, ages of your children, and the city and state you live in to slaterealpeoplecasting@gmail.com.
All right. For those who want to make a profit off their family, like I'm always looking for, it's a perfect opportunity.
Yeah, those kids cost money, right?
They do. They need to
start pay it back.
Yeah,
start paying it back.
All right. What else we got?
That's it.
Oh, perfect. Cool. All right. Well, yeah. Well, go ahead. If you hear the casting calls that we just mentioned and they sound like they fit you and or your family, give it a shot. You never know where that can take you. Also, if you know somebody who is an actor, who is an aspiring actor, and wants to get casting calls, casting notices like this themselves, tell them about the Hub on Hollywood. Be sure, if you are watching us on YouTube, like and subscribe and join the conversation. But if you are out and about, knocking on doors, hitting up those audition, going into, what are they called? Audition rooms?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're walking or driving there, you can always listen to us on any of the major podcasting streaming services, including iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, we are there. We're also on all the social medias at Hub on Hollywood. Jamie, we were talking about our passion a little while ago. We're talking about our love for movie theaters and everything. There is one movie that is tragically not going to be coming to a movie theater near us, but it may be appearing on your phone in a bootleg version.
What?
Right. So Avatar: The Last Airbender, the movie, leaked online with already portions or minutes of it shared on X, on Twitter, and Paramount Plus, that's where it's supposed to be streaming in a few months, not very happy. So much so that they've already, issued copyright claims for the person who posted this. But Jamie, why isn't this movie coming out in movie theaters? I demand it.
So wait, this is Avatar: The Last Airbender animated movie?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
What the heck? Coming out from Paramount Plus?
Yes, coming out October 9th this year.
Oh.
Jamie, you've known about this.
Hecky doodles. Well, I'm very happy to hear that this is a continuation of the animated universe and not the abject abomination that is the television series live action that they've been putting out, the second season of which is also coming out.
Nor the M. Night Shyamalan version.
Or the M. Night Shyamalan version, which is somehow even worse. Yes. Live action, this series does not need a live action adaptation. The animated original is pure perfection, and that's all we need, because apparently nobody can listen to the fans and make something that is actually desirable or good.
Well, guess what, Jamie? Word is that this is good. From what people have seen online, I don't know if the full movie is out, but from my understanding, a good amount of it has been leaked online, and people who have seen it or have watched it are liking it. So there is footage that shows Aang, Zuko, Katara, Sokka, and Toph older and reunited. They do have new voice actors cast for those characters, but this is, a couple years after the original animated series came to an end. So we're coming back with the classic gang and a bunch of new characters as well. But the user, I'm Still Dissin, claimed that Nickelodeon accidentally emailed them the full film, and they have released clips online and are demanding that Paramount Plus release a trailer, or else the movie will be released.
How is that? What? What? Nickelodeon?
This does not set a precedent, just because there was another movie. Let's see if you can guess this trivia. There was another movie that got accidentally leaked and spread out before all the VFX animation was finished, and it came out. I'll give you a year. Let me see. This came out in 2009. It stars two actors who would eventually reunite as said characters, coincidentally. And the movie got lost in transit when the CEO of this company requested the DVD early. So it was sent to them, but it got lost. And then somebody got it and then posted it online, again, with the visual effects missing.
I don't know. Was it Spider-Man?
I'll tell you. No, it's X-Men Origins, Wolverine. So Wolverine, Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool in that film. And people started watching it online, and the VFX looked terrible because they were not finished. But then people were watching it, and they were like, okay, VFX aside, this story is terrible, and the movie is terrible. And and when it was actually finished, the VFX weren't even that much better. But anyway, that's a whole nother tangent. All I'm saying is that this isn't the only time a full movie has been leaked online or gone to the wrong hands.
How does a network executive accidentally email the entire movie to some rando?
So so it doesn't say who did it, but the source says Nickelodeon. So somebody in Nickelodeon could be an intern. Maybe they're like, hey, email this thing to James Cameron. He wants to see it early, and then he's just like, oops, I accidentally sent it to I'm Still Dissin by mistake.
Yeah, because that sounds like James Cameron's email.
Yeah. So, he's threatening to release the full video or the full movie unless the trailer is released soon. That'd be hilarious if he gets his way.
I think it would be hilarious if this person gets arrested. That's what I think.
The person who got the DVD for X-Men Origins, he ended up being arrested because he received it, but it's because he distributed it afterwards. That's why he got arrested and faced some charges, I believe. But I don't know. Either way, my point is, one, this is a crazy story, and two, why is this movie coming out on streaming? People like yourself, like myself, would love to watch this on the big screen. So missed opportunity for Paramount.
Well, and if you think about it too, K-pop Demon Hunters coming out on streaming was a huge missed opportunity. It was created by Sony. Sony didn't have enough confidence in it, sold it to Netflix. And just think about, it could have been this record-breaking, feature film release, cinema release. They lost out on so much money. And it just feels like history is repeating itself now. They've got to have more confidence in these kinds of stories, in these kinds of animations, and especially Avatar: The Last Airbender, with those characters and everything that they stand for, and the kinds of stories that they're telling that are so relevant to everything that's happening in the world right now. I'm on board. Come on.
Yeah.
These are the kinds of things we want to see in the theater.
See, my threat, if I'm Still Dissin, and I'm not saying I am, but if I was, I'm Still Dissin, I would, my threat would be release the movie in theaters, or I'm putting it on Twitter right now. The whole thing on Twitter.
Yeah.
That'd be my threat. But yeah, Paramount Plus dealing with a lot of drama right now. Unless there's anything else you want to add on this, Jamie, I think we should talk about the drama.
Speaking of the drama, Zendaya, Robert Pattinson on the big screen, getting married, or are they? In this...
It sounds like they are getting married.
Yeah.
Is this a spoilers or non-spoilers?
Let's do non-spoiler.
Okay, that's fair.
Because I know it's been out for a minute, but James,
no, that's fair.
I think that's fair, so that people can listen to us. But I saw the drama. You haven't seen it yet.
No.
I just think it's really funny. This was filmed here in Boston. All the scenes are in Boston. Everything is Boston proper. They're walking around the Boston Common and all of this stuff. Tons of local talent in the background. A few of our local principal cast. So a lot to be proud of with this film. Not just from the local casting perspective, but just in general. A very good movie.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the rom-com that they show it to be in the trailers, but more like I'm trying to remember the name that it's a new
dark
term
comedy?
that they're trying to coin for this kind of movie.
Oh yeah, it's a drom-com, right?
Drom-com? It was something like a doom-com or something like that.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Maybe that's
like
the
a
one.
romantic doom comedy where things do not go well. I really enjoyed this movie. It's a very different take on what starts off as a beautiful story and a beautiful relationship that takes a very hard, fast left turn, and everyone starts to spiral, and most particularly Robert Pattinson's character.
I hear he's great.
Just watching the two of these people on screen, Zendaya and Robert Pattinson, they are such phenomenal actors, James. They are so wonderful to watch. They had me hook, line, and sinker from the very first moment of this film. I believed everything about these characters. I believed everything about their relationship, everything about this twist, and how difficult it was to process. It's so believable. It's so good. It takes you down this rabbit hole, and it makes you so angry, too. It makes you so angry at not necessarily our main characters, but everyone around them.
Right.
I want to punch everyone, every supporting cast member in the face, but it makes you so uncomfortable and so angry, and I loved every minute of it.
And so this isn't would you say this is a very grounded film? And I ask this with this in mind, because I've heard that it's also like a dark comedy, so character traits may be more exaggerated, so that could be why some characters are very punchable or disliked. Like, do you get that? Is it a more grounded movie, or is there some kind of whimsy to it?
There's a little bit of whimsy to it, but I would say that it's overall very grounded. Mm-hmm. And believable, and the slow panic and chaos that unravels from this one revelation is very realistic.
Right.
I wouldn't say it's over the top or anything like that, but yeah, very, very grounded, realistic. It takes you on a journey and makes you very uncomfortable, but then at the end, it restores your faith in love and humanity and human connection. So,
yeah, I've heard that Robert Pattinson has a lot to work with, and he's really, really good. The one downside, and I have not seen this movie, but for what reviews I have heard, is that there isn't much for Zendaya to offer, even though she's really good in the movie. Like, her character, like there isn't that much diving deep into it. Compared to Robert Pattinson's character. Is that a fair kind of observation?
I've heard that criticism, and I heard that criticism before I went to go see it. I didn't feel that way. I felt like there was plenty for Zendaya to do. There was a lot of focus on Robert Pattinson and sort of his panic after the revelation of this secret. But I think that Zendaya has plenty to do and plenty to chew on alongside him as she's trying to keep it together alongside him. So no, I felt like there was enough for her to do.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that again, that this is getting good reviews mostly. I think people say that this is like a thinker kind of movie also, kind of like, how would you react if this secret or new information was presented to yourself?
Yeah, it's definitely something that my husband and I, after the fact, we talked about it all the way home. And the first thing the next morning when we woke up, we were talking about it again. Like, it sticks with you.
That's good.
So one thing that I've learned from this movie, never ask your spouse. Don't ask your spouse what's the worst thing you've ever done.
Especially if you're about to marry them.
Yeah, especially 2 days before you get married. Maybe ask after.
Yeah, or maybe
a long time before.
Maybe during the beginning dating period. Like, hey, it's a fun game. What's the worst thing you've ever done? Just so you can get it out of the way far in advance.
Get that out of the way early.
Excellent.
Not 2 days before the wedding.
One little fun tidbit. So one of my coworkers at WBZ, he went to, I forget which restaurant, I think maybe in Alston or somewhere, but he went to a restaurant, and the waitress who was serving him was actually hired to work a restaurant scene with Robert and Zendaya, and she was told apparently that she has to move slower because she's moving too fast for the camera, and she's like, I'm sorry, this is how I normally work as a waitress. So they had to tell her, pretend to work slower, pretend you're a not so good waitress. Which I thought was a fun tidbit. Again, it goes to show that the benefits of having more projects locally filmed in and around Boston. You don't even have to necessarily be an actor to get cast in a movie. You could just be somewhere where they're shooting a film, and the director or somebody out there says, you know what, let's have somebody who's already here, knows the ins and outs of this location, work the scene or be in the background or what have you. So I think that's a little fun tidbit.
They're always looking for authentic, and projects are coming. My Boyfriend is a Demon is currently filming in Rhode Island, along with Grant Wilfrey Casting is doing the next season of The Gilded Age, which is filming this week in Connecticut, I believe. So, yeah, the projects are here. They're always looking for regular people, Joe Schmoes.
Like you and me.
Like you and me, brother.
Yeah.
So they should stick with the Hub on Hollywood, I think, and we'll let them know when they can get in the movies.
Well, who are not Joe Schmoes?
Who?
Healthcare workers. Those who go into work, into the lion's den, day in and day out, seeing the worst of humanity and trying to make a difference by saving lives. And that is very evident if you are watching the show The Pitt, which season 2, it's going to be wrapping up this week. It's a fantastic show. I keep raving and gushing about it, just like all the blood that's gushing on this show on HBO Max. I can't wait for the season finale. However, healthcare workers, actual real life nurses, doctors, hospital clinics, those who work in urgent care, those in the healthcare industry, they were invited to, speaking of Alamo Drafthouse, not only in Boston area, but wherever other locations that they have it. And they had a early screening of the season finale on Monday. So we're recording this Tuesday. So on April 13th, they invited the healthcare workers over there to watch the Pitt, the 1 hour season finale. And they just told everybody, just try to, hold the spoilers, let everyone else enjoy it before you start talking about it. But I think that's a very appropriate way to celebrate such a, I would say, important show that really does showing the accuracy of the ins and outs, the ups and downs of this industry.
Well, that's very nice. They did that here in Boston and in several other cities. James.
Yes.
Are you big into these kinds of like hospital shows and things like that, like ER? And
I was never into ER. I've seen, a lot of, I love Scrubs, but the quote serious medical shows, not really. It's not really my wheelhouse, but I heard really good things about the Pitt, and got into it at the start of season 1, and haven't looked back. But I'm open more to this theme.
One of the things I'm very excited about, besides this being just an excellent show, realistic portrayals of working in the hospital, in an emergency room, right? They said, if it's on the show, it's true, and these are things that have actually happened, and that's how they actually, right? They're really committed to authenticity. One of the things they're also committed to is a character called Mel. Do you know the Mel character?
Yeah, isn't she Bryan Cranston's daughter?
Right, Bryan Cranston's daughter, which is also very exciting. But her portrayal as a neurodivergent doctor with autism, extremely well done, because it's not hyperbolized. It's not like, oh, she's a savant. Like, it's not fetishized. It's not, you know what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah. It's not like using it like a superpower. Like,
right. It's not overblown or overdone, but it's like, hey, no, this is a realistic portrayal of a neurodivergent person in the medical field. And they actually brought in researchers who have worked with neurodivergent doctors to sort of inform that character. And I love that. I just love the dedication to the realism and the real kinds of stories, because that's the human element, right? That's what makes it compelling and important and life-changing, and, the kind of quality content that you want to watch, right? So kudos to the Pitt.
So you're saying it's not like The Good Doctor, because that show is criticized, left, right, and up the middle with how bad it represents those who are autistic or on the spectrum.
Yes. The Good Bad Doctor, yeah.
The Good Bad Doctor. Coming to a movie theater near you. Season 2, season finale. If you're not on the show yet, get on it. Love it. You know what else I love, Jamie?
What?
I love to agree to disagree.
Oh, boy. Yeah, let's fight.
Let's fight. Well, I think before we started recording, we said that we may have a similar theme or topic of our agreeing to disagree. So do you want to go first? Because it's very, very likely we have the same idea.
Well, I was just going to, I think we kind of talked about mine, though, when we were talking about Sony and the commercials and the advertisements ahead of the movie theater. I honestly don't mind all the trailers.
I disagree.
I know, right? I love having all of those trailers. I will happily, gladly sit through 20 plus minutes of trailer after trailer.
Insane.
Because I love seeing the movies that are coming up. And it's very entertaining to me and relaxing, and it extends my experience. I feel like I don't feel like it distances me from why I went to the theater. I think that watching all of those trailers is part of why I go. But you hate that.
So again, it's the ads that have now been injected, and not only at the end, ads. Not only before the movie trailers begin, before things start ramping up. Not only are the ads being injected before that, but now there are ads in between trailers. So you'll have two trailers, and then you'll have like a Hyundai commercial. Hyundai, if you want to sponsor us, the Hub on Hollywood, give us a call. But if they have a Hyundai commercial or a Verizon commercial, and then go back to more trailers, and then they ended with another ad, and then they go into the 3 or 4 little your ad, AMC, IMAX. Like, we get it. We're already here. Let's start the show. So yeah, so I'm not against 4 trailers playing before a movie. So, but it's everything else that's been like many things in life. They've just been poisoned, Jamie. They've been poisoned. And there's only one cure. We need the medicine. And I think I had that medicine, Jamie.
Okay. What is the medicine, James?
So my agree to disagree is movie trailers should go back to being played after the movie and after the credits.
What?
Pause for effect, and now
What?
stand and cheer.
No,
Stand and cheer, Jamie. Go ahead, stand and cheer.
Yeah, you're gonna be waiting a while. No. No, after the movie.
After the movie.
After the movie, you leave.
No, you need. Okay, for movies like The Drama, or for movies like Project Hail Mary, there are movies that if they're that good, you will want to stay in that seat and think about it for a while. You need an off ramp from that movie. Oftentimes, you watch a movie, it's still in your brain, and you leave the movie theater, the sun's shining in your face, you get blinded by reality again. For movies like The Drama, for movies like Project Hail Mary, you get to have this slow easing out of all these emotions you've experienced, these thoughts you have swirling through your head, and at the end of the credits, now you have something to look forward to. Movie credits for the future movies of tomorrow at a movie theater near you today.
James, you're killing me, literally. Oh my God.
I just think this makes sense. You know, they used to play behind, at the end of movies back in the day. That's why they're called trailers. Let's bring it back. So if you need to run your Hyundai commercial or your Toyota or Verizon commercial before the movie starts, fine. That's 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever. Get the movie started earlier, on time, closer to showtime. This kills so many birds with one stone, Jamie. One big stone.
Oh my God. But you don't need to kill these birds, James.
No, we'll safely relocate them.
Are perfectly fine where they are.
No, they're not, Jamie. These birds are a menace.
All right, so I disagree. Here's my rebuttal.
Okay.
We can get rid of the ads. All right, we can get rid of the ads and go back to it just being trailers that play before the movie. Like I said, the trailers are part of the experience for me. I want to see what's coming up. I want to be slowly enveloped in all these worlds of imaginations and comforted, and that just gets me ready to be in this like movie zone. I can understand how people don't want to sit through like half an hour of trailers, but maybe 10-15 minutes. Great. But I feel like that's an important part of the movie going experience. It's something that I look forward to. There's always like, the new best, greatest trailer, the next greatest thing that's coming out that's associated with like the good movies that you go see, and it's part of that experience. And if I had to wait for it after the movie, by the time the movie's done, you've already gone through like this emotional experience, right? You're ready to go home and process. Your brain is in that place. Like, it's not ready for trailers. Like, the trailers are the appetizer. You can't have the appetizer after the dinner. Like, after the dinner, you're full.
I don't know. I still have to disagree.
Okay.
Yeah, my rebuttal is that just get to the show. Just get to the show. The thing is, people have said, going back to what the Sony CEOs talked about, people in the comments were saying there are times where they're playing so many, not only ads, but so many trailers that they forget what movie they're watching. And I would say, oh, that's ridiculous. That's hyperbolic. There have been times where I'm in the movie theater watching trailers and I'm like, wait, what am I watching today? Like, that has happened.
Yeah.
That has happened. So I feel like having the movie trailers follow the film, it's a great way to reduce the prolonged wait, get to the movie, what you came to the movie theater in the first place for. It's a nice little dessert after the big meal, after the course. And also the thing is, too, all these trailers, many of them we've seen already online. When they pop up on YouTube, on Instagram, or wherever you get your content, it's there. So many people don't go to the movie theaters to find out what movie's coming out. They already know what movie's coming out. They've already likely seen the trailer already. Now, if they want to see it on the big screen, then watch it after the movie on the big screen as a little dessert. So that's my take.
All right. Do you guys agree? Do you agree or disagree? Why is James wrong? No kidding.
Why am I right? And why I am right to recommend a show that my wife and I are rewatching. Have you ever watched the show on Fox, The OC?
I have not.
You have not.
I heard so much about it back in the day.
This was a big staple in my youth growing up, not only because was it a fantastic show with great characters and beautiful people, but the main character, Ryan, a poor, troubled youth who leaves the rough and tough streets of Chino, California to go to Newport Beach, Orange County, hails from where I live in Chino, or where I used to live, where I grew up in Chino. So when this show came out, the entire city was in an uproar for several reasons. One, it was a great shout out because Chino never gets shouted out. But the funny, hilarious thing about this is that they show Chino as a downtrodden, dilapidated, poor city that you have to worry about gangs and shootings and all this other stuff.
Oh no.
In reality, Chino is a very suburban city, is a very suburban neighborhood. There's Chino Hills, which also gets kind of poked fun at. That's like in the hills of Chino, where there are more affluent and more suburban homes where everyone has pools and avocado trees in their backyard. It's the complete opposite of what was painted on the show, which made it hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, and, James, I had no idea you came from the mean streets of Chino.
Yeah, I know. They're survivors. There are many survivors like myself who've been able to break out and get to greener pastures. But the funny thing is also, the Chino on the show got such a bad rap that the mayor of Chino held a press conference where all the news media came out so she could talk about how nice Chino was, saying it is not how it's portrayed on the show at all. So it's just a hilarious thing where, like, throughout the series, my wife and I are like midway through season 1, and how often they talk about how crappy and like dirty and poor Chino is. Like, because I've told her, because when we first met, I said, oh, I'm from Chino, California. And I asked, have you ever heard of it? And she says, oh, I have. And I went, the OC? She goes, yes. And so for many people, they only know Chino by this false reputation, which is, again, I find hilarious.
Oh, my goodness. But other than that, other than them disparaging your hometown, how is the OC?
It's a great show. It's so fun. Like the writing and... so my wife and I, we watch maybe 2 episodes. You know, we try to watch 2 episodes every kind of like night where we have a night together, not working and whatnot. And the funny thing is, so back up a little bit. We're watching, about to watch TV one night. We're kind of chatting, and I noticed on HBO Max that the OC's on there. And, I was like, I noticed it, back in the mind. And as we're looking for something to watch, I said, you know what? Like, are you down just to watch like the first episode of the OC? And she was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, sure. Why not? We watched the first episode. We ended up binging like 4 episodes back to back to back to back. It's like, it holds up so well. The comedy, the writing, and the acting holds up very well. The fashion is one of the best things about it because it's so 2003, early 2000s, hip hugger jeans, one long sleeve shirt under a short sleeve shirt kind of attire. It's like so nostalgic feeling. And again, the writing is really fun. The acting's really fun. The humor is really fun. It's a really good show. So my wife and I are back in the OC, baby.
All right. Well, I've just been surviving the plague in my house, so we haven't been doing a lot of watching. But I think people should watch the OC, like James said. And let us know what you think. Do you agree or disagree with our agree to disagrees with the movie trailers? And what else? What else should people let us know?
They should let us know that we should tell them to subscribe and like The Hub on Hollywood on YouTube. But not only that, follow us wherever you get your podcasts. So iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. If you are listening, you are helping us grow. Tell your friends, tell your family if they are interested in the filmmaking industry in New England, in Massachusetts, in Boston. We got them covered. So send them our way. Normally we'll do a podcast on video, but every other week we'll have just the audio version, which you're listening to right now. But we're mixing it up a little bit. But Jamie, I think this is a great episode.
I think that we've covered a lot of ground, and that people should stick with us next time, because we're going to have even more casting calls, even more movie reviews, and we're trying to line up those interviews with local actors, filmmakers, etc. If that's you and you want your work featured here on the Hub on Hollywood, reach out to us, because we would love to talk to you.
Excellent. And don't forget to watch The OC and The Pitt in that order. All right.
Okay.
Jamie, for the Hub on Hollywood,
good.
I'm James.
I'm Jamie. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.